That's right!
Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm John Reisinger.
We all know it's not a good idea to play Pokemon Go while driving. we did a No Man's Sky story, we did a Pokemon Go story. All we need is a Suicide Squad story, and it's like August 2nd all over again. It's also because we already knew it's a bad idea to play Pokemon Go while driving, but there wasn't anything technically illegal about it yet. Now there might be.
Fortunately, for the hundreds of millions of drivers out there at risk from Pokemon Go players, California lawmakers are on the case, and they're ready to institute a law that would ban Pokemon Go while driving completely.
Does it not fall under their hands-free driving in the first
would
place?
assume.
California was one of the first states to implement
Yeah,
that.
I lived in California when they did that, and you don't get to pull out your phone without a cop pulling you over.
I guess they now just feel like they gotta make it extra clear, or they just want the press, which they're getting. The bill was sent to California Governor Jerry Brown last week by the state assembly, just one of hundreds of bills being reviewed in the final weeks of the state's legislative session. They're looking at all kinds of huge issues before the end of the month, like making voting easier, climate change laws, the punishment of sex crimes, and apparently Pokemon Go.
Should never be in like a category with a bunch of other categories like that.
Well, I don't know about sex crimes. Have you seen the Pokemon like sex toys, the dildos and stuff? They got one for every starter.
Stop. Everyone just stop. That's not me saying that to Ashley. It's just that's me giving a message to the world. Stop.
Let go.
Big issue right there. Important to the people, but California is where those two guys walked off a cliff because they were playing. They're just doing this for their constituents.
Yeah, I don't know that. I'm not sure there's anything that can help those particular constituents.
I like the laws that people put in just to make people stop being stupid.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
There's no law that can do that.
Well, it's like that's like the laws that are there, like you should not do this, just don't be stupid. But they have to make a law so you don't do the stupid thing.
I like the old laws. They're like, you may not tie your horse.
Yeah,
to
you can't ride
this
an
post.
ostrich on Sundays, stuff like that.
Not allowed. Those are the fun laws. The new bill would be an amendment to the current laws banning texting while driving to also prohibit other forms of distraction, which, as we all know, would include Pokemon Go and Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, checking your teeth for food, putting on your makeup, basically anything that you can use a cell phone for while on the road.
The reasons for implementing a bill like this should be obvious, but in case they aren't, State Assemblyman Bill Quirk said that it's an important step in reducing distracted driving accidents, injuries, and deaths.
According to Quirk, cell phone use has greatly expanded since California's current laws around cell phone use while driving were first signed. Texting while driving was first outlawed back in 2008, making California the fourth state to adopt a law that's pretty much the standard for the entire country now.
And since then, the things we use our cell phones for has totally changed. Really, texting is just a fraction of the much worse list of things we can do now on our phones behind the wheel.
We do everything on our phones
Yeah.
now. I do get it. That far back, texting was probably the big distraction. Now it's just everything.
And a lot of the new things, they aren't even illegal.
Technically.
Yeah.
Yet. Which brings us to another key component of the bill. It would help close up an important loophole in the texting laws as they exist now. Namely, to include some of these other forms of distracted driving that we've seen with Pokemon Go and sometimes Snapchat.
Because of the way the law is written, police officers can't actually fully enforce it. That's because in 2014, the Court of Appeals ruled that the law specifically applied to talking on your cell phone while driving, not doing other distracting activities.
So basically, you can do whatever the hell you want on your cell phone while you're driving as long as you're not actually talking. So just be silent.
Yeah.
Which is probably why people are catching so many Pokemon instead of looking at the damn road.
This news comes on the heels of two of the first road fatalities related to Pokemon Go, both occurring in Japan last week. The two incidents both involved pedestrians who were hit while a distracted driver played the game.
The first of these happened last Tuesday when a 39-year-old Japanese man struck two pedestrians with his van, killing a 72-year-old woman. The second one happened on Thursday, where a woman in her 20s died a couple of weeks after being run over by a man who was trying to charge his cell phone because his battery died while he was playing Pokemon Go. It's really fucked up.
Ever since Pokemon Go launched, there have been a number of disturbing incidents involving public safety. Considering how many of them happened with vehicles, it was only a matter of time before something like this happened.
Yeah, within hours of the game's launch, the amount of tweets coming in from people playing it on the road were pretty alarming. Unsurprisingly, a car crash happened in what was basically Pokemon Go's very first weekend when one New York driver slammed into a tree. Caught that one.
Yeah.
A few weeks later, a Baltimore resident hit a parked police car while driving. Also not something you want to do on a number of levels.
If he was catching a tree Pokemon, that would be Sudowoodo.
Sudowoodo? Is that a Pokemon that's not one of the original ones?
I got it. Caden's nodding to me.
Look, I would have started making Executor.
Isn't he steel type too? Like he's not like grass type. He's like He's rock. Yeah, but he looks like a tree.
He's a rock-type tree?
Yeah, looks like a tree.
God damn it, Pokemon.
Naturally, all these crazy Pokemon Go antics have led to a number of public officials around the globe calling for sanctions to be placed on where the game can be played and how people can play it. And these have ranged all over the map, from Iran banning the game outright to one town in France also proposing a ban.
It'll go with the burkinis. It was only a matter of time before someone finally proposed something a little bit more sensible, like what California is currently doing, which isn't like all-out ban, just, hey, don't be dumb.
That's the name of the law.
It's the don't be dumb law.
At the moment, nobody bans all cell phone use while driving, but popular apps like Pokemon Go and Snapchat, who's had its own legal troubles while snapping with driving, could pave the way for something like that to happen.
The closest thing we have to a ban on all cell phone use would be similar to the laws about what teenagers can do while driving. Currently, 37 states ban teens from doing anything on their cell phones at all behind the wheel, but we all know that doesn't stop them.
Those stupid teens.
They're invincible!
Given the rise of any number of apps that can easily steal our attention away, like trying to catch Pikachu, it only makes sense that I caught one this weekend actually.
Happy about
I got
it?
4 Pikachus so far.
Were you driving?
No.
See, that's because you're smart.
Yeah.
You don't need the don't be dumb law.
Yeah. It only makes sense that we might see these laws expanded to include basically any type of app, at least until all of our cars drive themselves. And then we can do whatever we want with them.
Yeah, although if things keep trending the way they're going, lawmakers won't have much to worry about with Pokemon Go at all. Last week it was reported that the game lost somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 million users from mid-July to mid-August, which is a lot of users to shed.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. The reports of Pokemon Go's falling status came via Bloomberg and Axiom Capital Management, whose data showed the game hemorrhaged daily active users throughout early August. They also found that engagement with the app fell more than 50% as well.
So it got super popular and then it fell off the map. That's the description of just about every mobile game ever, including Pokemon, unfortunately.
Yeah, whether or not Pokemon Go keeps a significant amount of its remaining 30 million-ish players is yet to be seen. However, it's good that these things are being considered from a legal standpoint.
Yeah, because it's only a matter of time before someone else catches whatever bottled lightning it is that makes us all want to risk our lives over a stupid app. And then we'll be back in the shit all over again. Or Pokemon Go will just release the, what was it? The tree rock?
Sudowoodo.
Sudowoodo? They'll release Sudowoodo.
Sudowoodo was in when what?
Gen 2, Caden?
Gen 2. It's Gen 2, yeah,
all
it
right,
was.
so see, he's coming next.
And you had to spray him with a bottle to get him to, like, he was like in the way, and you had to spray a water bottle on him to get him to move, and then he wiggled, and there was like a Snorlax kind of event where you had to, like, you only had one chance to catch him. So he's like the Snorlax of Gen 2. Except Snorlax, I think, was in Gen 2 as well.
What do you guys think of California considering a law that could ban Pokemon Go while driving? Let us know in the comments.
For future updates on the weird world of Pokemon laws and Sudowoodo, like this video and subscribe to the know.
Ah, Gen 2's coming. You know it's coming.
I'm down with it. If
Gen 2.
Bring Gen 2,
duels,
fix the tracking.
Fixed tracking. Oh, they're theoretically beta testing something in San Francisco right now that's supposed to fix it. Because right now, I'm not really impressed by sightings.
Yeah.
Bernie's really sweet. He went to Japan and he logged into my account and he caught me a Farfetch. And it was really, really sweet. And I still don't play the game. The bill was sent to California Governor Jerry Brown last week by the state assembly, just one of hundreds of bills being reviewed in the final weeks of the state's legislative session.
And
is it a season?
Yeah, it's
kind of a season.
I would say session.
Okay.
It's not a TV show.
On this season of California
This season
Assembly.
of government.